Hey guys, with this one right here, we didn't got Rack 5 actually, and then with the just the press play and the whole thing, but you got the music video actually coming into it, and just with this one right here, you got the actually, but just with this one right here and just the whole above coming into it, but just with Rack 5.
Man, what you say to the gauge or glizzy spray? Man, what you say to the gauge or the glizzy spray? Man, what you say to the gauge or glizzy spray? Man, what you say to the gauge or the glizzy spray?
Yo, CGM shit. Step on anyone, 10-11, anytime. Pussy, step fucking back.
How much rise man's actually did? How much guys man's actually ching? Took my man's factory ting off his wrist with a wet my ching if his battery was in. JLRs know that my battery's in hot water and sugar like acne on him. Riding, see we just spun for the winner, man. Run with the win when we're dumping the ting. How much rise man's actually did? How much guys man's actually ching? Took my man's factory ting off his wrist with a wet my ching if his battery was in. JLRs know that my battery factory ting off his wrist with a wet my ching if his battery was in. JLRs know that my battery's in hot water and sugar like acne on him. Riding, see we just spun for the winner, man. Run with the win when we're dumping the ting. How much rise man's actually did? How much guys man's actually ching? Took my man's factory ting off his wrist with a wet my ching if his battery was in.
The whole thing, like he said, actually coming from the whole thing, like how many people didn't got, Ching and the whole thing, like actually stinged and everything else, like the way it's just, just those all brick sticks, with the things coming into it, especially with things and everything else. Like how many people didn't got actually, done with, scroll with, and the whole thing coming around, like especially with the whole thing, especially with the drill culture and everything else, like it's another when it comes to the drill path, it's another thing coming into it. Like it's just something something that's just based off of like everything else, especially how the main things go and everything else, and the main pits and the main things, like just with the main sticks and the main everything else, like coming into the whole, the Brits.
JLRs know that my battery's in hot water and sugar like acne on him. Riding, see we just spun for the winner, man. Run with the win when we're dumping the ting. Divas swallow my semen, give me a reason, I'm with the demons. Remember that day on the he was leaking, that scene was gruesome, you should have seen it. Slapped to this toothless, remember that day on my semen, give me a reason, I'm with the demons. Remember that day on the he was leaking, that scene was gruesome, you should have seen it. Slapped to this
Ooh, I'm with the demons. Remember them days? They was leaking. Ooh, see, it gets real, feisty here. It gets real feisty and everything else. But he said, he's with the demons and everything else. Like, especially, you with them demons, like the demons, the most, ethical ones. The ones that be laying it down and putting the whole things, like, especially when it comes to the demons, because it's a lot of different. You got different demons. You got different, different all type of percolates, how you can look at it as your own type of standard around.
toothless, in with the beamers, creeping, scheming, catch it and beat it. Man, I'm all ruthless, I'll put my teeth in. Teeth through his skin like he's teething. Say that he stepped where he say he don't mean it. I've never lied on a beat, that's cheating. It was attempted, down as a grievous. And I got 2 grievous on my previous. I could talk about chefing, squeezing. I'm about when they got bucked and beaten. And he got his pendant Tekken. All car, he couldn't man how he's speaking. I'll never publish a bitch I'm beating. But if I'm beating, know that she's freaky. I like to spit in her mouth when I choke her. Rocking the bed and we're shaking the TV. I bet she tap, make her look easy. Drip like a tap, bitch wetter than tell him. Hit from the back, these shots I mean it. She put her face in the pillow to screaming. No makeup on my pillow, she's natural. I heard the chat, but it's cap, it ain't factual. When it's that man stand and battle, this badness natural. It's back like Apple. Slide and tackle, I'm riding saddle, I'll ride that angle. They
Ooh, this badness is bad, just like an apple. Ooh, just like an apple. With a whole. Oh, hey, see, it's just, just the main things and everything else. Like it just like he said, bad man coming from a scasman and everything else, and just a bad bad thing coming from the whole thing, and then he said, putting the whole thing and everything else, like it's just another thing, and then he said the pillow, put her in the pillow, had her screaming and everything else, like truth, it's just, just the way it just comes in other, forces like the whole thing and the main thing and everything else. Like it just seems so, petty and retro because the way it's just leaning, the way it's just over, it's just like molesting and everywhere.
Die like cattle, grip on a handle, push it in deep, don't speak, car nigga help mine and taddle. How much rise man's actually did, how much guys man's actually ching. Took my man's factory ting off his wrist with a wet my ching if his battery was in. JLRs know that my battery's in, hot water and sugar like acne on him. Riding, see we just spun for the winner, man run with the win when we're dumping the ting. How much rise man's actually did, how much guys man's actually ching. Took my man's factory ting off his wrist with a wet my ching if his battery was in. JLRs know that my battery's in, hot water and sugar like acne on him. Riding, see we just spun for the winner, man run with the win when we're dumping the ting.
Mind what you say to the gauge or glizzy spray. Mind what you say to the gauge or the glizzy spray. Mind what you say to the gauge or glizzy spray. Mind what you say to the gauge or the glizzy spray. Mind what you say. Mind what you say or the glizzy spray. Mind what you say.
Ooh, how many guys did we actually? Hey, how many guys did we actually? For it. Hey, the whole thing, but this whole thing coming into it right here, like it just, it actually made the whole thing of the way it was scanning and the way it was like spinning and everything else. Cause hey, you gotta spin for the guys and everything else. Especially when it comes to something like this, actually and everything else. But you got the music video with Rack 5, like especially with this whole thing coming into it and his main thing, cause he got all type of risk coming into it and everything else with this whole thing. But you got actually Rack 5 coming into it, main thing coming into it, but with everything else, coming into the whole thing and everything else. But you got Rack 5 actually main thing coming into it, everything else. But most definitely check this one out and everything else.